A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on this week's edition of the program. Happy Eid al-Fitr to all our Muslim brothers and sisters, and happy holidays to the non-Muslims. My name is Jennifer Obidi-Ebube. Welcome to the program. On this edition, we kick off with the town hall, where Faith and her guest will be discussing pricing as a competitive tool versus qualitative service in the insurance industry. As always, it is a no-holds-barred.
The industry has never, for 1 year, made underwriting loss, because despite the mutilation in rates, claim ratio is still between 25% and 31%, even including life.
Also, we will be bringing you highlights of the press briefing on preparations for the 2016 National Insurance Conference, scheduled to hold in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, from July the 10th to 13th.
This time around, we're speaking with one voice. We're all collaborating and cooperating together, bringing in various stakeholders to have exchange of ideas.
Plus, of course, our insurance fact file. All these and more are what we have lined up on this week's edition. So sit back and spend this time with us. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
All right, welcome back. On the site of the Insurance Industry Town Hall today, we'll be looking at the topic pricing as competitive tool versus qualitative service in the insurance industry. My name is Faith Tububodi. To do justice to this topic, I've gathered an array of eminent personalities in the insurance industry. I'm going to start from my immediate right. I'm talking about Chief Yemi Sholadoye. For those of you who know, I usually refer to him as professor, and he calls me the vice chancellor of the university, unknown university. Chief Yemi Sholadoye is the managing director, chief executive officer of RiskGuard Africa Nigeria Limited, an insurance and pension consultant. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining me on the program.
Thank you.
My immediate left, I have Mr. I don't know if he's a chief, but because he didn't state it here, but I will simply address him as Mr. Oluyemi Samson, who is the General Manager, Technical Lasako Assurance PLC, who has graciously come in to stand in for Mr. Olushola Ladipo Ajayi. Thank you so very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
And to my far left is my big auntie, Mrs. Olufunke Adenusi, who is the Managing Director of Consummate Insurance Brokers Limited. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for joining me on the program. Thank you so very much. Okay, now, I'm going to start by asking, many believe that the stiff competition or price war, as some usually call it, has jettisoned sound underwriting in the insurance industry today. Is that correct?
The insurance industry of today is definitely quite different from what we started off when we got into the industry. Then there was a lot of claims consideration in pricing for claims ratio and risk assessment, and so many underwriting factors were taken into consideration. But what I found out, I have a lot of war with a number of the underwriters now, because terms and conditions are different apart from the rating. The rating is getting lower and lower. The prices, the premium, we call in insurance, we call the price premium. The premium is getting lower and lower for risk that are still, maybe some of them are even have bad claim, poorer claims experience. And then again, I found out that things like when the consideration for terms and conditions are being for the underwriters, you have things like excesses that are abnormal, excesses that are so high, like you're virtually making the client to be a co-insurer, and so that areas that I, as a person, is usually at war with a number of the underwriting companies. So the pricing is actually not in line with what it should be, the underwriting risk and claims experience based on statistics that should have been.
Okay, what would you say is responsible for this trend in the market today? I'm going to ask Mr. Mr.
For me,
you are the technical person.
Yes, I have. But I want to agree with Madam really here. The pricing situation we have currently in the market, the fast logic, it's very funny because what we do is very peculiar in insurance. We sell services based on promise, and you're not able to determine your cost entirely. And if what the profession had taught us at the early stage was that you use the inference of what the ratios have been, factoring all the other costs for underwriting and for administration and so on, you realize that one most times tend to look for explanation for how we got to where we are now. But notwithstanding, the underwriting aspect would want to always look for a way to make the balance. And like she said, wanting to increase excess. But to a large extent, that has not even been possible. You have cases of motor insurance now where you have a ridiculously low rate and the excess had vanished. We don't really know where the end will come. Truly speaking, we don't. And it cut across the whole part of the industry. We don't sell tangible goods where you are able to determine the cost of your manufacturing. We carry risk. Yes. And the risks are not usually determined on the loss occur, except that we have the other principles on which we base to infer on the claims experience, factoring the current cost pattern, and then do the rating, but that is no longer obtainable.
Okay, Prof, I'm going to come to you now because you are a very sound insurance person. What would you say is actually responsible for the current trend in the market as regard what both of them have said, because they've agreed it is a huge problem?
Well, thank you very much, my VC. I'm happy that you brought in highly technical people that have been in the business, all these years. I mean, I know the two of them. What you are presenting before us is pricing as a competitive tool. Okay. Yes, I would pass comments on. First of all, I align with them because the three of us, the youngest in the industry, per rate's about 26 years. I mean, that I know. Okay. So we've been around for a long time. Yes, it wasn't like this when we started. But change is the only thing that is constant in life. I'll tell you this rate cutting thing. Some 25, 26 years ago, when myself, Sholala Dipo Ajayi, and a few other people took that, what they probably tagged over-ambitious move that time, when we started taking responsibilities as GM CEO. So I don't mind those boys. They will soon crash. It is rate cutting that they rely upon. The funny aspect of it is that most of the organizations and underwriters accusing us of rate cutting that time, even the foreign ones, they are no more in this country. They have crashed. Okay. So as I said, it's a generational thing. It's a generational accusation. But I want to approach it from the point of a consultant. Pricing is actually a competitive strategy. Out of the three competitive strategies that you have in any business, one is low-cost strategy, another one is focused strategy, and another one is differentiation strategy. Okay. So, and when your things are not moving, naturally, what do? You reduce the price to bring in more customers. Okay. So, it is an accepted strategy. Then, going to the technical root of it, what rate are we talking about? In Nigeria, what we have is rate guide. We don't really have the rate to say for non-smokers, this is what you should charge them. For houses in Shomolu, This is the rate.
Okay.
As different from the houses in Ajegunle, as different from the houses in Ikeja GRA. So what we have is a guide which says, okay, you can operate within this within this limit. Now, how do you say that whether a rate or rates are reasonable and competitive in insurance? You look at what we call combined ratio, which is a summation of claims, expenses, and commission. If you combine these three, if the total is below 100% of your premium, you are going to make underwriting profit. If it is above 100%, you are going to make underwriting loss. Go and look at the statistics in the insurance business. The industry has never, for 1 year, made underwriting loss. Because despite the mutilation in rates, claim ratio is still between 25% and 31%, even including life, which is more or less like contribution and people collect their money back, is still around 31%. But management expenses
is 41%.
Okay, that's very high. So this, which takes us back to your point, low price strategy. Because when we are talking about low price strategy, it also talks about low cost strategy. You must go and reduce your cost.
So, okay, Prof, I'm sorry to cut into your thoughts.
Yes.
If you now say you must go and reduce your cost, but in the industry today, we didn't know for a fact that oftentimes management expenses is as much as 41, 42, 43%.
Yes.
Would you then say that it's a low cost price? The price is actually low?
No, you see, it has two elements. Low cost is what will lead to low price. When you reduce your own cost within, we are practitioners, my friend, my broker sister, we know what is happening. I was consulting for a particular insurance company, and they had 125 motor vehicles and 103 drivers. Insurance is not like that. Insurance is a business that is technically outsourced. Most of our operations are to be outsourced. You can imagine how much mechanics will be eaten from such a company, the drivers. So the drivers eventually become the instrument for the union anytime there was a crisis. So yes, I believe the issue, they are cutting the price because there is no professionalism. That's why, I mean, and until we get there, here, I have here the actuarial table of Kenya as a country, which is done by the NIA. This is insurance fact book about USA, America. It indicates clearly how many claims are due to drunk drivers, how many claims are due to lady drivers, how many claims are due to male drivers, what is the level of the quantum of each. It's clearly indicated there that for every $100 that is paid in America,
as claim.
No, as premium.
As premium.
For every $100 that is paid as premium, between $71 and $72 goes to claim. And $10 goes to claim servicing, providing alternative accommodation for the person, providing replacement car. We are not doing this. Look at fire insurance. Out of about 25 perils, not less than 10 have never been claimed on since 1921. Lightning, tempest, cyclone, hurricane.
Earthquake.
So, I mean, so to me, yes, I think I will align with my people. The main problem is actually professionalism. It is professionalism that leads, lack of professionalism that leads to, because those who are even reducing it, they don't know why they are reducing it. They just say, okay, how much? Are they charging you? Okay, we will match it. You will match it. You understand? Our broker staff will come to your broking firm and say, okay, what do you have for us? Once you say you don't have anything, they turn their back. So a lot is not being done. So I believe that the price we are paying now, this is my own position, may in fact be higher than what we are giving to the consumers. And in insurance, there are 7 criteria for insurability. The first one they told us in school is large group of homogeneous exposure units. I think number 6 is infinitesimally small premium compared to the value at risk. We are breaching number 1. We don't have large number of homogeneous exposure units. So the little that is available is what everybody is
just looking for.
That's my position.
Okay, so how do we move from where we are now? You said some of what we are seeing now is as a result of lack of professionalism in the market. One would expect that for an industry that's penetration is less than 1%, they should be practicing in a professional way so that people can they can get more people to embrace insurance. So how do we move from where we are now as a market to where we're supposed to be, where professionalism becomes our yardstick for growing the insurance industry in Nigeria?
I'll take that. For any products we're selling, either as an intangible, we're looking at insurance, or a tangible physical products that we can see. Of importance is that we give the quality service and at a good price, even if whether the pricing is high or the pricing is low. So in this particular case, in our circumstance as professionals, in order to maintain the level of professionalism that I said we were into when we started in, I worked for I broke my tooth with one of the largest insurance brokers there, Glanville and Tobin, and we took so much pain they took so much pain in training us in assessing and risk assessments. We took so much pains in actually appreciating, ensuring that terms, first of all, you look at the scope of cover. The scope of cover must be adequate, like Prof says. You look at, if you have so many perils, you ensure that the perils are there. You ensure that the perils is not even, because sometimes you find out that for a fire insurance, when you say you take up a fire insurance policy, the fire insurance terms and conditions are different from one insurance company to the other. So we need to, we are made to, we first of all write your slip, make sure that all the terms and conditions you want, you desire as a professional, because that's the role of a broker. If not, you could as well just go directly to the insurance company. So you make sure that you indicate all the terms and conditions that you want that is related to the particular risk of that client, because it's an individual thing. It's not a one fits all. So you make sure the terms and conditions are clearly stated at the point where you're negotiating with any underwriter, and you're not looking at one underwriter, then we must go to like 4 underwriters and obtain rates. So you get all the terms and conditions agreeable. Then when you get with whoever you place the insurance with, you make sure that all the terms are indicated as agreed. You look at the conditions, you look at excess, everything must be in line with, because they will have signed.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, the 2016 National Insurance Conference under the auspices of the Insurance Industry Consultative Council (IICC) is scheduled to hold in Abuja from July the 10th to 13th at the Transcorp Hilton. The theme of the conference this year is Expanding National Resources and Infrastructure in Challenging Times. Briefing newsmen at the press conference, the Chairman Planning Committee of the conference, Mrs. Yetunde Ilori, confirmed that the President, Vice President and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria will grace the event.
This year's conference is scheduled to hold in Abuja at Transcorp Hilton, and is going to hold between the 10th of July to the 13th of July 2016. A very impressive theme has been arrived at by the entire industry, and it's expanding national resources and infrastructure in challenging times. I have no doubt in my mind that you will agree with me that there is no other time to come up with such a theme other than this, when the government itself is focusing on diversifying and expanding the national resources and also building the infrastructure, which is critical to the development of every arm of the national economy. There's no doubt also that the times are challenging, but from the body language of the government and all that has been happening, focus has been placed on this area, and we, the insurance industry, believe we should also key in and not be left out in any way. So this year, we'll be deliberating on building, expanding the national resources and infrastructure in challenging times. I want to say again that the present administration has made economic diversification and infrastructural development its major policy. And this is seen in the fact that when the budget was read, a huge percentage of the budget has been committed to this area. In fact, I must be quick to say what we have in the capital expenditure is a growth of over 100% above what we had last year. And so we are also committed to this because we see the need to complement whatever the government is doing. The top beneficiaries of this development and expansion is expected to be works, power, housing, and also transportation. We'll be right there because you will agree with me. There are a lot of policies. There are a lot of beyond policies, advice that we can give that can really make this a huge success.
Alright, that's our time on the program this week. I do hope you enjoyed watching it. Be sure to watch this space as we will be bringing you all the highlights of the 2016 National Insurance Conference. Like I always say here, feel free to contact us on 01-7763-981, 080-335-7879 or 090-9685-2685, or send us an email on almond4xx@yahoo.com or almondproduction@gmail.com. Visit our website almondreports.com. Like us on our Facebook page, Almond Finance and Wealth Reports, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Almond Reports TV, to view past episodes of this program. Don't forget to join us every Wednesday by 9:45 a.m. live on Niger FM 102.7 for our Pidgin English program, Waiting Insurance They Do Serve. We're also available on WhatsApp on 080-335-7879, and you can follow us on Twitter at Madam Insurance. This program also airs on BCOS Television every Thursday by 6 p.m. for those in Ibadan and environs. My name is Jennifer Obidiebube. It's been a pleasure being here. Join us again next week for a fresh package. Until then, from all of us here, it's goodbye.